Change of wicket keeper for Bangladesh. Zakir Ali Onik just gone off the field. Maidul Islam Onkon came in with the pads on. Sure what's the reason there, but this guy can keep wickets. Not feeling well, Zakir Ali Onik. Comes Onkon with the gloves in his hand.
I hope it's nothing serious because Zakir Ali an integral part and they're thinking about the batting department. Because the batting has left a little to be desired in the first innings for Bangladesh. We really don't want to lose out on a powerful batter like Zakir Ali. But Mahadul Islam, Ankar will be doing well. Last ball of the previous over, that was superbly struck. Just a tad short, he bounced on. And now that Hassan Mahmood back onto the 14th over. It's been very, very impressive. Particularly that ball, that gap between bat and pad to take the wicket. Been superb. Bowls within himself, not the paciest, but very controlled, accurate bowling.
It's important for Bangladesh, especially the two bowlers bowling from both ends, to complement each other. We've seen how Nahid Rana bowled from one end and Hassan Mahmood from the other. Now spin and pace, two ends. And Mahmood, as you mentioned rightly, has got very good control. Short delivery. Smelling the leather, the batter.
They're short and sharp, and that is one of the arsenal that you have as a pace bowler in your armory. And that has to be the surprise ball. Test matches, you don't want to keep on doing that on a regular basis. And accuracy, it's got to be a little tighter. Easy for Sean Williams to sway away on that occasion. But of course, the intention's pretty clear. Don't be surprised if there's a fuller length delivery coming next. Striving for the Yorker.
Nice control again, well left by Sean Williams. That's the surface post-lunch. Getting a bit dry. Yes, the conditions are overcast, but still there is some juice for the bowlers.
Absolutely, and there's a bonding that the bits of grass on those cracks, to holding it together. The cakes are bonded, they have not split, and this is only the second day. And we know it's been overcast, so no direct sun to really dry it out further, which should be conducive and helpful to the pace bowlers. Still slightly overcast on top. Got to exploit that.
Nicely behind that one, Sean Williams. Times as a bowler, when you see such conditions and weather wrong with the surface, you tend to be a bit greedy. Try to bowl a lot fuller. Maybe looking for those wickets. It's also difficult from Bangladesh's perspective, Shaheen, right? Not enough runs on the board in the first innings. Gives a dilemma to the bowlers whether to go for the wickets, contained runs. Outstanding side here.
Yeah, good point there, Mazza. I think back to that in a second. In the back of your mind, it's got to be a mix of attack and bowling wide of the crease.
Someone who likes to bowl with the old ball as well, apart from the new one, for the variation. He can improve fast bowlers and work hard. We have seen him picking up a 5-wicket haul in Pakistan. Nice and full, off balance. Madhavere, he won't mind. Does well in the end. End of the over, 159 for 4. Well, Bangladesh dominated the first session, picking up 4 wickets. Second session so far, Zimbabwe, a good comeback, yet to lose a wicket. There's a partnership going on between Sean Williams and Wesley Madhavere. Lost the skipper, Craig Irvine, the first session, but since then Williams taking the responsibility with Madhavere, making sure they don't lose any more wickets in this session. Tajul Islam to continue. We're talking about his experience, his expertise. Having a look at the ball, Shaheen Bhai, you mentioned about shining the ball will be key.
But just having a look at that ball, it doesn't look to have been roughened up quite a bit. It looks to be in pretty good shape even in the 47th over. So that thought of the reverse swing coming in doesn't really come into play. Of course, it doesn't matter to Tajul that much. He's going to try and get that ball to, if it's a harder seam, still get a little bit of extra bounce and grip. If it's not naturally getting purchase off the track. It may be beneficial to Tajul also, the condition of the ball right at this moment.
Tajul Islam has come up with a different set of plan against Sean Williams. Got a short fine leg, short square leg. He's got a deep mid-wicket and a short mid-wicket as well. Heavy on-side field for him.
And he's got a hold of that. And that's going all the way. That is a super strike. Really read that length of the ball so very well. And a lovely swing of the bat. He's just going to have a little check whether the ball has gone over the boundary or dropped inside.
Checking the boundary. Thank God I'm not an umpire, Shaheen Bhai.
It's always those touch and go things that makes you wonder. You've got to have a keen eye. And the camera persons, the cameramen have got to really focus and get as close from the different angles to give that opportunity to the third umpire to make the right decision. And they've decided that it is a maximum.
The rocket sits. Game off the bat of Sean Williams. Played with the spin. I mentioned the fielding position. Short fine leg and short square leg. He played that over the fielder's head of short square leg. A safe shot to play. He's on 49 now. Plays that shot again. Picked up the spot really well. Will reach the 50 with a boundary. Sean Williams.
Now what a superb strike, and what a way to go to his boundary. Thanks to Almighty. Appreciation from the dugout. Why not? It has been a difficult period for his team, struggling to recover from the early loss of wickets. But now he's in sync. He's got the rhythm going, and he's taking on Tajul Islam using that little bit of time playing with the turn and putting it away with a huge amount of confidence. Exactly what Zimbabwe need at the moment.
Indeed, a very good innings. His fourth test 50. Sean Williams. Second against Bangladesh. Came at a time when Zimbabwe was struggling a bit. He built up a partnership with Craig Irvine and now Wesley Madavere. He holds the key for Zimbabwe.
He does indeed. I think they're chipping away the deficit now to 21 runs only behind the Bangladesh first innings. And he knows that it's half a job done. Knows from his experience that he needs the support from Wesley Madavere at the other end. Need to get this partnership, which is worth 19 now. 41, I beg your pardon, 41, and to make it into bigger numbers.
Watchfully left to end the over. 11 coming from it. Zimbabwe 170 for 4. As I mentioned, Sean Williams holds the key for Zimbabwe. Just reached his 50. Brian Bennett also scored a 50, but at the moment he, along with Madavere, making sure Zimbabwe take the lead for Zimbabwe. Partnership going to 41 of 64. And Zafir Leone is gone off the field. Is all set to come back. The good news for Bangladesh.
Absolutely. I think they need him in there and maybe a little bit of rehydration, a little bit of rest. It's not that hot, but it's very muggy, very humid. It drains you. A lot of sweat. Khalid Ahmed has been so very impressive this morning. And now, what he can do post-lunch. 4 maidens in his 9 overs.
Khalid Ahmed, I really feel Shahbaz Khalid is unlucky today. He deserved a wicket. Had a few opportunities, just falling short of the fielder. That's the 50 of Sean Williams. Some glorious shots. He was under tremendous pressure when he came to the crease. He played some courageous shots against the fast bowlers, against the slash on the offside. Not afraid to come down the track as well. Played that down the ground really well. A well-deserved 50 from his left-hander.
We got to see the big shots, but we didn't get to see the crafting, the manner in which he stood up against the Bangladesh attack. When wickets were falling all around him, that was a little unusual for him to try and chase that ball going away from him. I wanted to look at that from Khalid. Once he gets the ball to nip away at the last moment, striving to do that. Mostly he's been bowling stump to stump. But this is what he needs to do on a regular basis. It's going back to the manner in which Sean Williams, along with Bennett, for a bit to Craig Irvine, rebuild the innings. When the bowlers were dominating, has been top class, a real dour performance, perfect test match cricket, a real fight back.
And targeting the stump, Khalid Ahmed. It was not the first time we've seen Sean Williams missing that outside edge against Khalid Ahmed. I mentioned Khalid was unlucky not to pick up a wicket today. Sean Williams, you mentioned the word crafting. That's the way he batted. Preferred the onside with those 2 big sixes. He played all across the ground, also preferred the offside, played some glorious strokes, and one down the ground was special.
Lots of singles and lots of dot balls. He's played 91 balls for his 54 runs. That tells you the manner in which he made this very strong performance for himself and for his team at the time. Particularly, you've got to take into account a time of stress. 34th innings for him in his test career. 14, 17 runs, a very decent average of 47. His conversion rate, look at that, 450s, and he's converted 5 of those 50s to hundreds. Absolutely top class from the veteran for Zimbabwe.
And that reflects the mindset of his batting. The conversion rate you mentioned, from a batter's point of view, you're in, you need to make it big. Going back to the mind of Sean Williams, you mentioned about craftiness. What goes through the mind of a batter? You give a couple of missed opportunities and then regroup yourself. How you think out in the middle. Test cricket is a different ball game, Shankar.
Absolutely, and this is where all your facilities are tested. Your temperament, your skill sets, your mindset, your adaptability, and then your mental resilience. So very crucial. And on top of that, got to be so patient.
Tried to pull that one, came big on it. Made an over from Khalid, 170 for 4. Idol Islam Onkon is off the field as Jakira Leone. Good to see him back again. Off for a while. The regular wicketkeeper for Bangladesh in this format. Someone shown great potential in the recent times.
Also, we're talking about the fight back from Zimbabwe. Now, this is a period of time when the Bangladeshis have got to regroup. They've had a good first session of play prior to lunch, but now the Zimbabweans putting up a fight. What does Najmul Chanchandul do? We saw Tajul Islam being put away for a couple of boundaries, one over boundary and a boundary in the last over. How does he manipulate his team? How does he rotate his bowlers? It's going to be a new ploy, a new plan altogether in how they go about this session. It's not going to be easy. The ball's getting older, it's getting softer, getting easier for the batters to negotiate. So something out of the ordinary has to be done.
Ron Williams at the other end just dropped his